Hi everyone, so welcome back to Crochet Creates. Today we're going to crochet and create a bow hairband. I'm going to do a medium sized bow, but I'll pop into the description different sizes. You can make a small one or a large one, however big you like. So today we're going to be using a 4.5mm crochet hook, and I'm using, this is actually recycled cotton yarn, but any general DK yarn will be fine, whichever you would like to use. So for the large part of the bow, we'll do that first. So we're going to attach the yarn onto our crochet hook. So make a loop, put the hook into the loop, and then pull through the yarn. We'll have two tails, so just pull them both, and then pull the long one so it goes up to the hook. Perfect, it should be slidey like this. So to make the large part of the bow, we're going to chain 7. So yarn over and pull the yarn through the loop. That's 1 chain, we need to make 7. 3, 4. Now I've done that a bit quickly, but if you're not confident on how to do chains and single crochet, just pop over to the other tutorial first. So next we're going to skip the first chain, go into the second chain away from our hook. So into the second chain, yarn over, we'll do single crochet all the way along. So into the loop, yarn over, pull through the yarn. You should have 2 loops when you pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through 2. That's our second single crochet. And then just keep going. All the way along. All the way along until we've got 6 single crochets. Now because we're going to be doing the linen and moss stitch, we're going to chain 2 as our turning chain and then turn it around. So we've got the back facing us now. We're going to go into this first stitch, so insert your crochet hook into the first stitch. You can see there's 1, 2 chains, and that was our first single crochet. So pop your crochet hook into the first stitch, pull through the yarns, we've got 2 loops. Now we're going to single crochet and then chain 1. Now because we've chained 1, what we're going to do is skip the next stitch and then go straight into the following. Single crochet again, chain 1, same again, skip the next stitch and go into the following, and do another single crochet. Because this is the last stitch, we're not going to chain 1 and skip anything, so we're just going to do a last single crochet into this stitch to finish the row. So pull up to 2 loops, yarn over, and that's our last single crochet for the row. Now again chain 2, turn it over again. Now we're going to skip the chains and go into our first single crochet stitch. So single crochet here, and then chain 1. Now if you pull it up and stretch it a bit, it's easier to see when you're learning. So where we're going to now, so we see there's a single crochet here, so we've got the 2 legs 11, single crochet here. This is where we chain, we did our 1 chain, and you see there's a gap, that's where we're going to insert our crochet hook. So into the gap, pull through the yarn, do single crochet, and then chain 1. And then again into the next gap, pull up the yarn, single crochet. Now we're at the end, there's 1 stitch again, so we don't need to chain 1. We'll just do our final single crochet into the last stitch to finish the row. There we go. And then chain 2, as our turning chain, and then we'll repeat again. So just to show you, so again, single crochet into the first stitch, chain 1. Now into the first gap, single crochet, chain 1. Into the next gap, single crochet. We've only got one more stitch left, therefore no chain. Last single crochet. Now we're just going to keep going all the way up. Now this stitch, once you kind of get confident with it, it's quite quick, so it's nice to make blankets, etc. The reason why I used it for the bow is because I think it has quite a pretty look with the cotton yarn. That's just in my opinion. So first gap, chain 1, next gap, last stitch, and that's the row finished. Now we'll just keep repeating that until we get to here. So this is 24 rows in total, so that's 1 row of our single crochet and then 23 rows of linen moss stitch. Now for the big part of the bow, when we cut our tail, we need to make sure it's quite long, because we're going to need to use that. So this will be the large part of our bow. Now we need to make a separate part for the 2 tails. So we did 6 single crochet stitches for the large part, and then for the smaller part I did 5 chains, and then so that made 4 single crochet stitches. And this one I did actually run out of yarn halfway through but this will be the smaller part of our bow. So what we'll need to do first is weave in the ends on our smaller part of the bow. Okay, so while we've weaved in our ends for the little part, we need to grab the big part of the bow and sew it together like this, so it meets in the middle. So using our tapestry needle again, not using the long tail because we're going to need that to create the bow. So you can either grab another bit of yarn or tend to use a small tail to begin with. Okay, so now we've sewn it together, you can see that there, that's going to be in the middle. So this will be the front of the bow, and then we can hide all that messy bit at the back. Now we need to grab the smaller part of the bow, fold that in half as well. So once we fold it in half, just pinch it. We're going to pop that just at the middle, and then grab the long tail and then put it all the way around. Try to keep it quite tight. Just keep going. If you pull it, you'll see that the bow kind of starts to come together. So you can kind of position it how you like. So we're going to wrap that all the way around. Okay, so we've pulled it quite tight, we've got a little bit of the tail left. So what I'm going to do now, make 4 chains. Actually we'll do 5. Just to go here. 5, and then I'm just going to single crochet all the way down. With the front facing, that is going to go there. Okay, so once you've made this single crochet chain, I just tied it around the middle. We've still got, this is a long tail from the chain. So just need to grab our hairband. That, so it's at the back. We're going to pop the hairband onto the long tail. So it's positioned nicely in the middle. and round on the other side. And now I'm going to use this long tail to sew it together, just to keep it nice and strong. Take your time of sewing it together so it doesn't come apart. I've just gone all the way around to make the hairband look red, but then it should look something like this. And there we go.